So now see here, I am trying to create an application for you. So I'm logging off from this application. So I'm using, same type of application which right now you have downloaded, like, 8.7. Okay, so I have many as well, like 8.4 to 8.7. Okay, so since I run, many batches past, right? So I had used that one, but this is for dedicated for our batch itself. That's why the port number is 8081. Okay, so the credentials would be administrator at pega.com, and the password would be install in small letters. Okay, so as soon as you download, right, so you can log in with these credentials. I am just logging in. Okay, okay, so as soon as you enter into this application, right, so okay, so as soon as you enter into this application, you will be navigating this screenshot. Okay, just a sec. Okay, so this is the layer of the application. Okay, so in that I had login with the administrator. Okay, so as we see, as we have seen yesterday, right, these are nothing but explorer, right? Okay, so from, see here, this is nothing but pega platform, right? So pega already built an application called base layer, that is nothing but pega platform. Now see here, we have a few of the options. Now we need to click on this new application. Okay, so my screenshot is not working. Okay, I don't know why it is not working. Okay, so go ahead, and we will be creating an application from here. Okay, so this is the option which we need to select. This is nothing but what, new application, and I am clicking on this new application. Now see here, we'll be having a few of the options, like, see here, build from scratch, or see here, what type of application we need to build. Okay, so as I said that we will be having a couple of layers, right, on which we can build an application. Okay, so like let's search all the types. Like we'll be having a, application type we'll be having, right? See here, we'll be having, so whenever you see this one, right, right side blue color, okay, it is nothing but we can say, see here, drop down kind of thing, we can say, see here, autocomplete, we can say, the Pega uses it in called autocomplete. Okay, so just you need to do, click on this, click on this. Okay, and the keyboard will be having a four arrow marks, right, left, right, top, bottom, like this, right? Okay, so click on the down arrow. Okay, click on the down arrow. Now you'll be having these options: Cosmos, React, okay, Pegas, Remote. Okay, so all these things we will be having. Okay, so right now we are going to build on the UI kit. Okay, so in going further classes, right, we have a dedicated session on the these things as well. Okay, so what is Cosmos, React, Teams, Reality, Cosmos Rules, UI kit. Okay, so all these things. Okay, so right now we are going to create an application on the UI kit. Okay, so Yeah, it is there. Okay, so right now we are going to create on the UIKit platform. Okay, and use this application type. I have selected that application type, and later on, now I want to nominate my application type. So this is nothing but what we are building a what framework application. We are building a framework application. Okay, framework application. So we need to nominate, as I said, right? So we need to nominate in a such a way that it should be a generic way, right? So now what could be the nomination? See here, BOA, BOA account, BOA accounts. Okay, now Bank of America accounts. We will be having about Bank of America accounts. So this is my name of application. Okay, so don't go ahead and create an application. Why? Because first what we need to create, we need to create a what we need to create an application. Now we are going to try to create an application for what framework application, right?
Framework.
So that's why we are nominating as BOA accounts. Okay, I am not mentioning okay what type of accounts we are using, what type of accounts we are using. Okay, okay, I am not using any sort of dedicated accounts type. Simply I am using a generic term called BOA accounts. Keep in mind that we are creating a framework for now. Okay, switching back to this application, don't go ahead and create an application by clicking this button. Okay, so always you need to have a good idea that you need to check this advanced configuration. By strictly speaking, you never ever need to have the requirement to create an application until you hold a LSA certified. Okay, but this always good to know how we can create an application and what are the advanced configurations and what are the configurations we need to customize or edit or reuse. Okay, so we need to have a good exposure on that terms. Okay, so once again I'm saying that you are not eligible to create an application until you become a senior level, right? Like BS or LSA kind of thing. Okay, but it's a good to know to explore all these things. Okay, so I am creating I am going into the advanced configs, like we will be having what implementation and as well as a framework. Now, as we are creating this framework application, right? Now see here. Now see, this is nothing but application ID. Application ID. Okay. Now see here. Application ID. We can say ACCOUNT BOA account. Okay. So name is different. ID is different. Okay, name is different and ID is different. So in a previous class, we discussed more on this, right? So name is nothing but it's a generic kind of thing. But ID is nothing but it's a unique kind of thing. Where, see here, take your Aadhaar and try to check that Aadhaar, your full name and as well as Aadhaar ID. Okay, your full name may have to n number of people. Nothing but you are a generic person. But what make you special, what make you treat it as a unique, that is nothing but Aadhaar ID. So BOI account having a many application names, but what it makes a unique, that is nothing but ID. ID is nothing but what? Identification. Okay, so always remember that whenever you see this ID, right? So it's an unique term so that it can be remembered to any at any level. Okay, right. So this is nothing but a version. So we have a dedicated session on the version types as well. Okay, so what is O1.O1.O1? Okay, so we'll be having a dedicated session. For now, just remember that we will be having a many e-commerce and as well as OTT platforms like Netflix, Amazon, like we'll be having, right? So at that point of time, you need to download a new version, or else you will be having a phone, right? Android phone or else iOS phone, where you need to have to download or upgrade to so and so version. So same thing that it replicas the same. Okay. So now, as we don't have any sort of application except on o1.o1.o1, since we are creating the application from the scratch, so this is the initial version. Okay, so try to inculcate in your mind that as we are creating an application from a scratch level, you need to make it as simple like this only, constant only. No need to worry about that. And next, you will be having an organization name. So this is Pega automatically created a organization name. Okay, now what is our organization name? We have thought of to build Bank of America. Okay, so this is my organization name. Okay, so as soon as I enter this one, right, automatically it has taken, you see here. Now I have taken it as one. Now see here, already it has taken is one. So see here, BOA. Now we are creating an application on BOA. Okay, organization name called BOA. Okay, I am taking this screenshot. Why? Because I thought to create another, but this ID is constant, right? So that's why I'm taking. But post completion of this, I will be sending this one. No need to worry since my this print screen is not working. So I'm taking only whatever the required. But in your mail, okay. So I will be sending all the screenshots. No need to worry. So I need to check. I need to debug that issue. Okay. Now it's good to go. See here. See here. We are creating a what framework up, not implementation, framework application. Okay, so we are for framework application, what about the ID, BOA account, and the organization is BOA, and see here, division unit. Okay, so oh, we have taken the screenshot for what implementation? My bad. Again, I need to do. How it changed? I don't know, but let's see. That's correct. Okay, so we are creating an application from the framework. See here, try to remember this one, framework. Okay, so how to identify whether my application is a framework or implementation? Okay, so there is a differences called, if you created a framework application, right? If you want to create, or if you about to create an application, so after the organization, we'll be having organization hyphen framework hyphen application. Whereas for implementation, you don't get this option. Where is that? See, did you get any sort of framework? No, right? So this is the one term which you can easily identify whether it is a implementation or else framework. Okay, so going back to this, we'll have a class group name session as well. Okay, so right now it's at work. That's it. Okay, so that we can reuse whatever we create. Okay, very well. So this is the organization name, and just I am seeing this one BOA. Okay, I am going to create an application. Okay, so it's taking some time to load, to create, to run the background operations. Okay, uh, and I will be sending a few background rules as well, so which will be responsible to create this application. Okay, so I will be sending that as well. So try to save that document very carefully. So when you learn this advanced or core Pega, right? So then you will be easily understanding that level. Okay, so for now it's good to go to have a knowledge on that. Okay, so it's always good to know to remember this OOTB functionalities, OOTB rules we can say. Okay, so OOTB is nothing but out of the box. Okay, so now congrats, see here we have created an application called BOA accounts has been configured and is now ready to use. Now how we can use this one, how we can use. Okay, we had developed this application from the admin level. Okay, admin level. So we need to have a separate privilege in order to access this platform. So that's why we need to create we need to create separate access. That is nothing but what? Operator IDs. Okay, now what could be the operator IDs? We can say BOA accounts at boa.com. Okay, so BOA accounts is nothing but dedicated for what? Dedicated for framework, and BOA is nothing but what? Organization. Okay, so in which we'll be having a two type of levels, that is nothing but administrator, this is nothing but author. Administrator is nothing but which can do admin operations. Author is nothing but developers. Okay, so author do not have more configurations coming to the admin. Admin team carries they will look after the admin, configs, whereas author, they have the complete, uh, author, they have to create an application, that's it. Okay, so as soon as you enter into this, as soon as you, click on this add, right? Okay, so backend Pega will do its operation, and it will create an access ID for that. Okay, so this access ID, we can say what? Operator ID. In Pega terminology, we need to say it as what? Operator ID. Okay, so I am clicking with the admin rights, and I'm clicking on the add. Okay, so see here, use the send invitation below. Okay, so you need to ignore this, this one, this node, and you need to copy this one. Why? Because you need to enter into this whatever we have created, right? We need to enter with these credentials. Now what I am doing, I am copying over here credentials for what? Framework, framework, framework application. So these are the credentials, right? Okay, now what can I say? I need to log off from this so that I can enter. See here, now I need to enter what? boa.com. Okay, and the password would be what? This one, total. Okay, and I'm entering into that. So as soon as I log in into the, right, so it asks us to what? To reset your password. Okay, so we will be resetting that password right now. See here, we are entering into the change password, where you need to copy and paste your current password, and simply we can use this password called rules. Okay, in general, we make a, password called rules. Okay, let's change the same. Okay, now I am entering into the change password. Now we are entering into the admin studio. Why? Because we have given the admin rights. Okay, so that's why we are entering into the what? We are entering into the admin studio. Okay, so try to follow with me. Okay, so whatever the rules we are creating, right? Okay, so since we have given this admin, this operator ID of admin rights, right? So that's why we are entering into the admin studio. Okay, and see here, we need to develop this application on the developer studio. We are entering into the developer studio, and see here, when we, oh, it's loading, it's taking some time. Okay, see here, when we click on this one, right, so we'll be having a operator and preferences. Let's go with the operator, and let's see what are the options available at an operator end. Just for a brief, oh, it's taking time to load. Oh, it isn't responding, I don't know. Okay, just see. So I'm refreshing this one, or else I can use it in another, Google Chrome window. Let's see. It's taking more time to load. Okay, that's great. See here, I'm entering into the operator zone. So where, see here, axis group, but what we have in, we have provided the administrator. So that's why by default we have entered into the admin studio. So try to follow me. Okay, so whatever the rules I'm saying, okay, whatever the rules we are creating, right? So try to understand and try to follow me. Okay, so if you don't understand, right, if you have any questions, okay, so while creating any rule, right, so try to ask me. Okay, so you see here, as we have created an application on Axis Group of Administration, so that's why we have a default app called Administrator. Then, since we need to create an application of framework, right? So that's why we need to navigate into the Dev portal, Dev Studio. Okay, now we have successfully created framework application. Our job is done. Our job is done. This is completed. Now what we need to do, we need to create a application of implementation. On top of it what? Framework application. That means a framework application has been created. On top of it, we need to create a savings account. So that is our structure, right? Okay, so now we need to create a savings account. Okay, just nominate a savings account. Now what is the nomination? We can say BOA savings account. BOA savings account. BOA savings account. Okay, so this is the nomenclature of what? Implementation app. One of the implementation apps. Okay.